The enemy doesn't want you to know how much power you have over your own mind, and I'm going to prove it to you as somebody who's obsessed with Jesus and brain science. Also, Jesus literally changed me inside out by literally rewiring my brain to see things how he does. The brain is one of the most mysterious, complex, and phenomenal tools that God has given us. We're talking about almost 100 billion neurons. That's about as many stars as there are in the galaxy. And that is just a tiny, tiny, tiny fraction of what the brain is made of. Our brains literally dictate our behaviors, our emotions, our triggers, our memories, our personalities, our intellect. It connects us to the world around us. It's the very thing that allows us to literally perceive and live life. Your brain is a star of the show. In its original state, God created our brains to reflect his character. Orderly, resilient, full of creative potential. He created our brains so that we can process the world around us and see all of his beauty, all of his glory. It's what allows us to have communication with him. It governs our bodies, our emotions. It gives us reason. It gives us logic. I can go on and on and on and on. And again, in its original design, God created it for us to have perfect harmony with him. Then sin entered us, and then our minds and our spirit and our bodies all got corrupted. Sin and trauma literally alter our brain chemistry. And that's a different conversation for a different day, and I have other videos that break down how that happens. But this is what the enemy does not want you to know, or at least makes you forget. God created our brains with neuroplasticity, which is the brain's ability to literally rewire itself, no matter what it has gone through. Because of my trauma, because of my own poor choices and sin, because of the world around me, because of the things that I have gone through, I was living and operating off of anxiety, survival, depression. I had manic episodes. I was self-sabotaging. I was living in self-destruction. My anxiety used to be so bad. I'm talking about terrible. And I would hide all of that behind substances, behind different addictions, and again, the self-sabotaging behaviors. My lifestyle kept me in that loop. This reinforced the neural pathways in my brain to continue to do those behaviors because it pretty much becomes autopilot. The stronger that the neural pathway to this behavior is, the harder it is to break. But it is completely possible to literally reprogram yourself with God's word, or by at least taking care of your brain and your body the way that God intended. The word is God's thoughts. Like literally it is him pouring himself out into us and revealing himself, his thoughts, his feelings, like literally everything. And the more you put that in your brain, the more you're going to reprogram yourself to think like him, to see things like him. Let me put it this way. If you were to step into my brain, like you could go inside my brain through the screen right now, and you were to see the world around you using my brain, you're going to see a world that is colorful. You're going to see God's provision and his abundance. Every single day I wake up, I feel gratitude. I feel peace. I feel resilience. I literally feel like my life is like a kid in a playground. I'm no longer perceiving the world around me through the lens of trauma and survival. I don't see lack. I only see God. And of course, it's not linear. I'm human. I still get irritable. I still get sad. I still get worried about things. My nerves sometimes gets to me. But with God, he has given me the tools to manage those emotions. Those thoughts and emotions don't linger more than they should. They just pass through me. Because God's word, which is his thoughts, which is now instilled in my brain, has given me the ability to have that resilience. That is how my brain operates now, despite the fact that I spent over 2 decades of my life living off of crippling anxiety and panic and depression and manic episodes and the worst toxic behaviors ever. Meaning the verse that we all love, be transformed by the renewal of your mind, is very literal. It's not this metaphorical thing. Like you literally can renew your mind, which is your brain. And God has given us dominion to be able to do that. I do speak about this in my book. Go check that out. Anyways, the devil cannot actually get in your mind or actually control your thoughts. What he can do is place things around you to make you perceive the world in a way that God did not intend. There is no lack in God's world. There is no corruption. There's no destruction. There is none of that. But when we take on the lens of sin, that's all we're going to see. And now we're in a world where most of us are filled with envy and greed. And the list of sin goes on and on. But God can restore us and change us and literally rewire you. It's the most literal thing ever. Is not metaphorical. Like he literally does that. He changes our brain. It could literally be measured. Like you can put an x-ray on your brain and these things can be measured. There are practical steps that you can take, slow little baby steps that you can take in order to take care of your mental health, your brain health, your physical health, all of that. That's why there's people who are non-believers who live a relatively good quality life because they take care of their brain, they take care of their health, they exercise, they get good quality sleep, they surround themselves with good quality people, they just live a good, well-balanced life, despite the fact that they're non-believers. And of course, I will be going over practical steps to take care of your brain health, your physical health, your spiritual health, and all of these things because God gave us all of these things and he's the one that created all of these things. And he did give us instructions on how to have the best healthy life that we can. But I'm going to say this right now, these things are practical steps. These steps can work for